Hey, 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 hey. Welcome back, guys. Oh my gosh, we're on episode 10. Tears welled up in my eyes as soon as I said that. I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm not going to cry. I'm so excited to start getting into the double digits. Oh my gosh. I told you guys I wanted to do about 50 episodes for the first season. And then I was going to take a little break, get a little bit more equipment, and try to just get it a little bit more perfect for you guys before I do season 2. So, oh my gosh, episode 10 is crazy, and the fact that there are people listening is crazy. I know I say that every episode, but that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Welcome back, guys, to the Chemically Imbalanced Black Girl podcast. It's nice to have you guys here. You can tell that I'm smiling, even though you can't see me. You can just hear the teeth. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's start the episode. Let's start off today's episode with a little thought of the day. Why'd I say it like that? Thought of the day? Jesus, sound like I was from the Bronx. Today's thought of the day is going to be just a little bit about self-growth. Again, I don't want to teach you guys anything. I don't have anything to teach, but just about my personal self-growth and what I want out of it. So obviously there's things about myself that I'd like to change the older I get. Of course, my overbearing insecurities about my face and my body. I'd like to change a little bit about my personality, just how like weird and awkward I am around certain people. There's also some other changes that I'd like to make, but there's one thing about me that I don't see changing anytime soon, and it makes me kind of sad. So as a child, like most of us who grew up with, a little bit of traumatic experiences, I was never taught how to process my emotions correctly or to even express my emotions correctly. So whether that be happiness, sadness, anything, all of my emotions were honestly stunted for my mom's emotions to take the higher place. Anything that I felt always didn't matter because whatever she felt goes, right? So with that being said, now me as an adult, whenever I do have emotions that need to be, outed, I find myself in like this little circle of panic because I'm just like, is it safe for me to show how excited I am? Or maybe I should just play it cool, because I feel like if I show how excited I am, somebody's going to snatch this moment for me. Or if I get sad, I'm just like, I'm just going to wait till I get alone to cry because I don't want people to see me. Like, I don't want them to know, like they got me like that. Like, I'm a tough bitch. We don't do that crying shit. And then I'm angry. I don't even know how to process that I'm angry. I just go to fucking sleep. So, you know what I mean? Like all of those emotions, I just never know how to express them. So I just don't. Until I'm by myself. But something that I've noticed about myself recently that I don't think feels like it's going to go away, which bothers me, is that whenever people say anything nice to me or give me a compliment, the physical pain that I'm in when I hear that is so weird and so unnormal, but it's such an instant feeling. Like, it could be one of the most normal compliments, like, oh my God, you are gorgeous. And my body feels like it's about to swallow itself. Like, I'm just like, but I have to be like, oh my God, really? Thanks. Like, I have to act like I like it, but I don't, because my brain doesn't know how to compute that. And it physically makes me ill. Like, I'm about to throw up. Like, I hate it immediately. I'm always like, shut up. Like, I can give you an example. There was one time I was walking in an airport and I was going to a Starbucks. I walk into Starbucks. I'm just trying to get my little, iced chai with brown sugar syrup and oat milk. I'm just trying to get my little drink, right? I walk into the Starbucks. This girl at the barista, she is like, she does this. Look, wait, hold on. I walk in and she goes, so I look up and I'm like, what's wrong? She was like, you are stunning. Just like that. Loud as hell for the whole airport to see. And so I'm like awkwardly like, girl, I walked the hell out that Starbucks. Immediately. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And then I just walked out. I didn't even get my drink. That's how weird I am. And that's how much I just don't like to hear shit like that. I just walked out. Thirsty as fuck. I hate that about me. Like, the way I cannot handle a nice compliment is really triggering to me. I just can't, even when I'm at work and people are like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. And I'm like, who? Me? Thanks. Please don't ever say that again to me. I don't know where that comes from. But that's something that I try to act like doesn't bother me, but it just does. And I don't know. Like, even when I dress up and I try to look cute, or I put on a little makeup, put on a little tight dress, and I'm trying to look good, if people mention that I look good, I'm just like, I want to go home. Like, I physically get exhausted. And it doesn't happen all the time. Like, it's not like every time I pop out, people are like, bitch, you look good as fuck. I promise y'all, it's not like that. But on the rare occasion that it does happen, I'm just like, I wish it didn't. I really, truly wish it didn't. And I've said this like in episode 2. I'm actively trying to be this open, soft, like non-aggressive girl, but I just can't help it. There's like a chain lock with a gate and an alligator surrounding it around my heart that just won't let me process and break down the necessary emotions that I need to be able to take a compliment. And I can give a compliment, no problem. I can be like, yes, bitch, you better wear that. Shoes look good, hair look good, ass look fat, stomach flat, skin nice. Like, I can give a compliment like it's nobody's business. If you say the same shit back to me, I immediately catch attitude. Like, I just don't want to hear that shit, because I don't know. I guess the same thing before, my brain just can't compute compliments. Like, my hard drive is just like, bitch, technical difficulty. I don't know. But that's something that I really want to work on. It's just like, y'all know that episode of Steven Universe when he's like, talk about your feelings. Like, it's okay. You can open up to us. Like, my heart is like, no, no. I don't know why. I'm just a fucked up girl. But that's just something I really want to work on, guys. But then again, something about that makes me think that it stems from my mommy issues. And that's my next topic. Like, I'd much rather have daddy issues than mommy issues, because to anybody who has daddy issues, I know you're like, bitch, I know, I promise you don't. But like, when you have mommy issues, it makes being a woman so much harder, because that was the first example of a woman you were supposed to have, right? That was the first example of femininity. That was the first example of anything ladylike. That was the first example of what you thought it should meant to really be a woman. And unfortunately, the person who had that role desperately needed an understudy, you know what I mean? And you didn't have one. So when you have mommy issues, you everything about yourself as a woman, you start to question, because you don't want to be like her. And if you are like her, then you think you're going to adapt other parts of her fucked up, personality. And I don't know, it just starts to make you look at women a lot differently. And I know it's kind of similar with people who have daddy issues, men or women. It makes you very apprehensive towards men, towards grown men. It's just like, I don't want you to do what my dad did to me, basically. One thing I never understood about daddy issues is why when women like to have a lot of sex, other people start being like, I bet your father's proud. Or I never understood with women who like to have sex, how that correlates to daddy issues. But maybe that's just because I don't have daddy issues that I can't understand why the two correlate. Because I'm like, why would my dad care that I'm out here fucking? Like, I what? But since I don't, I can't. I don't even go deep into that. But with mommy issues, it makes you really, nobody talks about how mommy issues make it really difficult for grown women to make friends. And that's something I've never heard anybody talk about. But when you have mommy issues, you're so scared of women, and you're so scared of rejection, and all women talk shit. So you're just, I don't need another woman's shit in my life. Like, you just want to steer clear of all women. It's just like, I I can't give you what I gave her. I didn't even have the energy to give what I gave her. She stole it all from me. And now to just be in another woman's presence is just making me anxious as fuck. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I gravitate towards men more. Now, pause, before I say that, I'm not about to be like, yeah, I got more male friends than girlfriends. Like, because females are too tired. I'm not one of them. When I say gravitate towards men more, it's when I watch YouTube channels, I watch men content. I watch Berleezy. I watch I'm Dante. I watch, Kai. I watch Shits and Gigs. You know what I mean? Everything that I watch for pleasure comes from men. Because I sometimes when I listen to women talk, or when I see like get ready with me, like with women videos, I can't understand women, because women are so complex and so, I don't know. It's just my mom really fucked up my view on women, and I like women. I'm sexually and romantically attracted to women. So all of my relationships that have been with women have obviously failed because I just don't know. I don't know what to do with one. I don't know how to handle a woman's reactions. I don't know how to handle a woman's emotions, because every time I hear a woman raise her voice, or every time I feel the energy is off with women, I start having a panic attack, because it's taking me back to, 7 years old getting the shit beat out of me. You know what I mean? So I've just, like I said, I've just never heard anybody talk about women, grown women that grew up with mommy issues, how those mommy issues affect your everyday life with other women. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I've also had more sexual relationships with women than I've had with men. I've had more relationships, like boyfriend and girlfriend, with men than I've had with women. And I don't know why. I just, I'm a fan of women and their body parts. Yeah, I don't know. I've every time I am with a different woman, or whether it's platonic, romantic, or anything, I find myself like studying her and like her demeanor and stuff like that, because I'm like, there's no way all women are the same. And I know we're not, but like we kind of are. And it frightens me a little bit. Like, all men are the same as well, but like there's things that make men different, and it's their parents. I immediately, when I meet a girl, I can 100% already, within like the first hour of me meeting her, I can guarantee you I know whether she has mommy or daddy issues. Like, women are just so, and like I said, I don't know if I have this capability because I have mommy issues, and I spent my whole life like dissecting my mom and trying to self-diagnose her for me and her, that it's just whenever I'm in the presence of women, I find myself like damn near profiling them. Like, I need to know everything about you before I let you into my life, because I don't need no more train wrecks. I don't need no more train wrecks. So let's just let me look at your feet, your nails, your hair, open up about your life so I can know everything before I let you into mine, because you're not about to fuck me up just like that bitch did. So I'm trying to process this thought out loud as best as I can, but it's not going that well. But yeah, so I take daddy issues over mommy issues 1,000 times over, because it's just, how do I be a woman now? You know what I mean? And I know that sounds dramatic, but it's true. That person was supposed to teach me everything. That person was supposed to be my role model. I was supposed to grow up trying to be like that person. And even though nowadays people are like, well, that's not how parenting works. Yeah, but it should be. So yeah, fuck off. It should be. You should want to be that for your parents, And I've even had people tell me that. It's just like, well, you have other people besides your parents that you could look up to. But why would I go right outside my source? Why would I go out of my front door to get something, that I'm supposed to get in the house? It just, like I said, I've been in a lot of therapy. I've heard a lot of things, and none of them make sense, because I should have been able to stay at home to get everything I needed. You know what I mean? That was supposed to be the place that I come back to after I've discovered what type of woman I am outside. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Anybody who has mommy issues is like, yes, girl, yes, I know what you mean. So, like I said, anybody who has daddy issues, I'm not trying to downplay your experience. I know that is also very cutthroat, but when you have mommy issues as a woman, I promise you, it's not worse than daddy issues. It's not what I'm trying to say. It just makes your whole outlook on being a woman different. Going back to last episode when I was talking about me not wanting to get married or have kids, I told y'all bad moms run in my family like the plague. And that's something that I consciously would not do to somebody else. Whether I think I'm going to be a good mom or not, I'm not trying to find out at the expense of another human. I just can't. So, and those are the things that you have to worry about with mommy issues. It's just like, do I present myself as less of a woman to society, or do I just fall in line with what the fuck else other women are doing? Because that's the thing that's going to make me feel like a woman, even though I don't feel like a woman, because the role model that I had just fucked it all up. So my image of a woman can only be satisfied by doing these everyday things that a woman is supposed to do, like having kids and getting married. You know, I can't, and I won't. I can't, and I shan't. All right, guys, let's move on. I do want to talk about today, I guess this is another thought of the day. I told y'all my segments for this podcast all over the place. All right, until I get, in the groove of things and I get all my equipment, we're just gonna be rambling, okay? But so we're gonna have two thoughts of the day, because this one is something that I've always felt childish for talking about in my adult life, but it's just as severe as an adult as it is than when I was a kid or a teenager. So I want to talk about friendship. And I know this is going to trigger a lot of people listening, especially in these times, because between the last 3 years, I know the whole world has lost and gained so many people in their life. And for me, that's always been an issue, from when I was a child to all the way now. Friendship has always been hard for me to maintain, because it's just such a finicky word. Like, I think a lot of people have different definitions of what friends are. People that you know and people that you are acquainted with does not mean that those are your friends, right? I'm speaking for me. Because I used to think that way for a long time. I used to think that I've known this girl since I was 8 and I'm 16 now. So clearly she's my friend, and that's not the case. The length of time you've known somebody does not mean that they're your friend. And that was really hard for me, because I've always felt alone in my childhood from the way I grew up. And it's worse when you feel alone at home. It's bad when you feel alone at home and then you go to friends and you feel even more alone than when you left your house. You know what I mean? And I've just always somehow attracted those type of friends that just didn't give a fuck about anything I had going on, or me. And I know you guys have heard the term backup friend. So it's that person that gets invited when the people that you really, really wanted to go can't go, and you're just like, fuck, let's just see what she's doing. I need one more person. Let's just invite her. That's literally the story of my life. And that used to take a really big toll on me when I think between like 15 and 19. I really struggled with that, because I was just like, and I've always known that I was a weirdo. So I'm just like, now other people can see it and they don't want to fuck with me like that. You know what I mean? So I used to take that really hard on myself. And I just didn't know what to do about it. And it never fails with me, because when I first meet people, and this happens, I've traveled all over the world, okay, guys? This happens globally with me. That's how I know it has to be me. When I first meet people, they love me. Oh my gosh, obsessed with me. Want to hang out all the time, right? Maybe not all the time, but they like me a whole lot. And then somewhere in between 6 months of knowing me and a year, people just stop fucking with me. And I'm trying to take accountability by saying it's me, but I genuinely don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm just not exciting enough to be the main friend. I don't know if I'm too quiet. I don't know if I'm too awkward. Because I'm not like a go out to the club, shaking ass, shots. I'm not that type of girl. I will literally lay in bed, smoke some weed, cook some food, drink some wine. Like, I like going to see animals. I like being outside, like hiking, farms and shit like that. Like, I like shit like that. So I don't know if I'm trying to make friends with city girls and they just don't fuck with my barn life ass, personality. But it just always seems like the first little minute of the friendship is always like, oh, finally I've made a fucking friend that actually likes me. And then it ends up going directly down the drain with the other friendships that I had. It's like, oh, that bitch doesn't give a fuck about me. And like I said, this seems like such a childish ass topic to talk about as a grown woman. But if you're like me, like 2 years ago, and be like, I don't need no fucking friends. I could just be me by myself. I like being by myself anyway. Fuck, I don't need nobody. Then you start actually, you start being like a bitter bitch. Like when you do see group friends out and shit like that, you're just like, why don't I have that? It's just like, because now you're not just complaining about it, you're running away from it also. I'm talking about me. And then when you get in bed at night, you're all sad and shit from seeing the friend vacations and all this shit. And it's easy to go on vacation, but it's just going to be by yourself, which is fine. But you don't have an option. Like, it's cool when you got an option to go by yourself, but it's not that cool when that's the only option. Like, bitch, you're gonna go by yourself. It's not any other way. And so that was my life when I was back in Virginia. I had these friends that I had known since I, was out there. And I was like, these have to be my friends because I've known them for almost 10 years. And it's just like, they don't know what my birthday is. Oh, perfect example. Me and a friend had, and I think I've said this on previous episodes. I think this is when like the bullseye hit me right in between my eyes. I was like, oh, okay, these bitches don't fuck with me. So my birthday is on May 21st. I've said this before. I had a friend whose birthday was on May 23rd. Literally 2 days after my birthday. Why was I like halfway invited to her surprise birthday party on my birthday? So my friends texted me and was like, oh, Shakira's birthday is, her birthday party is the 23rd. If you want to come to her surprise birthday party, you can. That's how they asked me on my birthday if I wanted to join them in surprising our other friend for her birthday. On my birthday. I said, oh, okay. Oh, all right. I didn't know before, but now I know now. You know what I mean? And that shit hurts your feelings, but you try in the moment to act like you don't give a fuck. And my dumb ass went to the surprise birthday party. I couldn't believe that. I look back at that now and be like, the balls, what the fuck? Why would you go? Why would you go? I didn't get a happy birthday, a present, a gift. Bitches had, I couldn't believe it. They had cake, they had balloons, they had lanyards and strings all over the wall. I was like, oh, so this is what y'all do for friends that y'all actually fuck with. That's crazy. I have never blown out a candle with any of my friends ever in my fucking life. I sound bitter, but it's because I am. Because when you put up with shit like that, you start to think that that's what you deserve. And you start not knowing the difference between when people actually fuck with you and when they don't. So now I have this fucked up view of friendships. Like, we're not supposed to know each other's birthdays. We're not supposed to hug. I used to never hug them bitches. You know what I mean? So now that I'm in Florida and I'm starting to like slowly but surely make new friends, it's weird for me because I'm trying to like decode them to see if they're like fake or if they actually listen to what the fuck I'm saying to them when I tell them stories about my life. It's just weird. And then I'm starting to look for signs that they don't fuck with me. So I had an incident maybe a few days ago where me and a friend have been planning for like the past 4 weeks to hang out, go to brunch, maybe, shake a little ass, because that's what she liked to do. She liked to go out to clubs and stuff like that. And, just have a good time on a Saturday. For 4 weeks, she has either been sick, period, or something's coming up. And the first two, I was like, okay, I can't get mad at you, bitch, you sick. I don't want you going out super spreading to everybody. Second time, she was on her period. I was like, you know what? My cramps do be hitting. I wouldn't want to go shake nothing if my cramps was knocking at my fucking front door. I think it was a money thing the other time. And around the fourth time when she canceled, I was just like, this bitch just doesn't want to hang out with me. And it hurt my feelings because now I'm starting to relive my friend trauma from when I was in Virginia Beach. And I started to text back, if you don't like me, just say that. If you're going to be anything, be so fucking for real. Because if you don't like me, if you don't want to hang out with me, I really just need you to say that so I can stop looking stupid and be like, girl, when are we going to finally fucking hang out? When are we going to go? I feel dumb as fuck doing that, knowing that when the day comes, you're just going to be like, bitch, I can't even do it. I thought I could, but I can't. Just if you don't like me, I need you to say it so that we could just dead all of this shit. You know what I mean? And then when I saw her in person, she was like, oh my God, that's not the case at all. I love you. I just really couldn't come. These couple weeks have been ass. I've been sick. I've been, the money's been dry. You know what I mean? She was like, it's not you. I promise it's me. And, that's the kind of affirmation that I need, because if she would have never said that, I probably would have stopped talking to her, because I would have made the scenario up in my head. It was like, okay, she don't like me. She just wants to, keep playing with my head, saying that we're going to hang out. We're going to go, have brunch, go out. She just talking. She don't fuck with me at all. I would have probably stopped talking to her dead ass, because I would have created this whole story in my head about how she called me a stupid stank bitch and that she don't even fuck with me for real. You know what I mean? You see how crazy my mind gets? But I'm so traumatized from my last friends not knowing my birthday. Niggas didn't even know that I was adopted. I had one of my friends in Virginia. Oh Lord, this is gonna be a long ass episode. I can already tell. I've been wearing glasses since I was born, right? Can't see shit. One of my friends, when I was back in Virginia, I think we went out to dinner and I didn't have my glasses on, so I was struggling to read the menu. And she asked me, she was like, oh, your glasses are prescription? And I was like, yes. And she was like, oh, I just thought you wore those for fashion. Girl, these are the times where I wish these podcast episodes were video recorded, because I wish y'all could see my face. The look that I gave this girl when she said that. You've been knowing me for 10 years. For 10 consecutive years, I've been wearing glasses, and you think I've just been a fashionista this whole time. My glasses are clear. They're not even a cool trend type of glasses to be wearing. Bitch, these are specifically prescribed for my eyes. You've known me for 10 years, and for 10 years you thought I was just fucking around with these frames? That shit pissed me off. But that's the type of shit that I was allowing myself to be so-called friends with. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. So if you're a grown woman and you're struggling with making friends or putting yourself out there, look, I don't have any advice to give, but what I can say is that it's not childish to think like that. It's not childish to want friends. It's not childish to want to be in the presence of others who care about you. It's not. It never has been. You need people to care about you for basic human, that's what you need as a human to feel good. You need other people. You can do the whole thing with telling yourself, I don't need nobody, I got me. But if you're like me starts to get a little mean sometimes, bitch. I be fucking myself up in my head. Sometimes I need somebody else, because me is starting to get a little evil in there. You know what I mean? I'm not always nice to me sometimes. So you need other people. So don't take that road like I did. And I'm still trying to learn how to open up and be the friend that I want. Because I'm not always a good friend. I don't answer. I am a terrible communicator. I don't answer my phone. I don't answer texts. I'll look at it, of course, which is even more disrespectful, because I can't even lie and say I didn't see it. I saw it. I just didn't want to answer. You know what I mean? So on the journey of getting more friends, I'm also trying to be the friend that I wish I had. So don't feel bad, girl. It's coming. It's coming. You either just have to find people that are weird like you, or find people who can change you for the better. Like the friend that I was just talking about that I want to hang out with for the 4 weeks. She is such a girly, soft, sweet girl. And I'm the exact opposite of that. We are literally exact opposites. I'm this rough, aggressive ass, cursing, smoking bitch, and she's just like this pretty little princess. And so I want to be more like that. So I hang out with her so I can be more open about my feelings. You know what I'm trying to say? Just surround yourself with people that make you feel good and people that make you want to do better so you can be better. And I promise you, that's like the only advice I will ever hand out on this podcast, because this is not an advice podcast. I barely have any advice to give, but that's something that I've personally been through, and I know. I know. All right, guys, this was supposed to be a little 20 minute episode, and we're already working up on minute 30. But I do want to have the age-old question about anime. I'm trying not to talk about the same things on this podcast over and over again, but there's just so many debates that I see in the comments that I want to talk about. And of course, like I said, the age-old question about anime is whether you watch it dubbed or sub. And as much as I want to be on the dub side, I just can't. Now, let me say this. If your sole reason for watching dubbed anime is because you cannot read and watch at the same time, then by all means, boo-boo. Then by all means, watch that goddamn dubbed. That is not your fault. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for not being able to multitask, okay? You're trying to enjoy the show, and you're trying not to miss any fucking thing, okay? You watch that damn dubbed. But if you can read and watch at the same time, and you decide that you like dubbed more than sub, I am a sub watcher of anime, okay? I need the subtitles because I need to hear the Japanese. If I go to Japan right now, I could probably order myself a whole meal, okay? Itakimasu. I know Japanese just from watching anime. But the emotion that you hear in the Japanese voices is crazy. It's so much better than the dub version. And what I never know, and probably won't look up, is that I don't know if for the dubbed anime they have Japanese people speaking English, or if it's just American ass motherfuckers speaking a script from Japan. You know what I mean? I don't know who is doing the dub voices, but they're trash. And I've not only watched dub for one anime, the anime that literally everybody watches dubbed is Naruto. And I hate Naruto's voice dubbed. It sounds fucking stupid. Orochimaru's voice sounds, no. I hate Naruto dubbed. I hate Demon Slayer dubbed. I hate Tokyo Ghoul dubbed. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the first two episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen in dub, because on Crunchyroll they don't have it in sub, so that's not my fault. But I found it on another website in sub, so I started watching it there. So that's not my fault. I hate Attack on Titan and sub. The voices for the anime characters are so specific in Japanese that it just fits so well. But like I said, if you can't read and watch at the same time, then I cannot hold that against you. That's something that you physically cannot help. But if you just prefer dubbed over sub, I don't know what to tell you, my nigga. I don't know what to say. And people were fighting for their life in the comments. You know what I mean? Why is it bad that I just want to hear English? Nigga, this ain't the place for you to be listening to English. I'm sorry. If you want to watch Rick and Morty, then you watch Rick and Morty. If you want to just watch some cartoons, my guy, then you can just watch some cartoons. I think that it is so important to watch shows in the language that they are recommended for you to watch them in. I just think that's so important. That is so important, because sometimes other languages don't have certain words in English. So now you're getting a gist of what they said and not what they actually said. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm really not trying to judge y'all. I'm just saying, if you can help it, help it. Be better. They present it to you in Japanese, so you should watch it in Japanese. Like I said, unless you have that one thing that you just can't do both, then I understand. But if you can, you should. That's it, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about. Look at me. Today was supposed to be a little short episode, little short clip that I could post on YouTube. And now it's almost 40 minutes long. Lord have mercy. Okay, guys, that is the end of the episode. Thank you for listening to me talk. Remember, guys, 1,000 followers on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and this podcast will become a camera recorded podcast. I am very nervous about that, but also excited to start just connecting with you guys more. That is it. That is all. Thank you for listening to me talk, and you guys have a good day. I'll see you in episode 11.